guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about all of my tattoos and my piercings. Beforehand, I'm just going to explain that I don't have a lot of tattoos and piercings. I've had a lot of people ask me questions about every single tattoo I've gotten, whether it be the meaning or how much it hurt. And my latest piercing, which is my septum, I'm going to go into more details about that. I don't have a lot of piercings. I hope you guys will enjoy watching this video about my tattoos and piercings. My first tattoo that I got, I was 20 years old and I was in college in Miami. Now this tattoo was probably the most meaningful for me at the time because My Chemical Romance is one of my most favorite bands that I love listening to. So this is my first tattoo. I got this in January when I turned 20. Now the saying of it is art is the weapon and imagination is the ammunition. I'm sorry. It is a watercolor tattoo. I wanted watercolor just because I thought it really went with the style of the quote that I wanted. Now the reason I wanted that tattoo was because as an art student, that saying meant a lot to me. It was my way of expression, whether it be with hair dye, my makeup, the way I dressed, the way I took photos, you know, so on and so forth. And it really stuck to me, just like it does for a lot of people. And at the same time, My Chemical Romance being one of the favorite bands that I love, it was very much. I figured that would be a really good tattoo to start with. Pain-wise, on a scale of 1 to 10, because it was on my rib cage and it was about 3 to 4 hours, it was probably an 8, just because, again, it was on my rib cage, so it hurt like a biatch. I said some very unnecessary swear words when my mom was there. Sorry, Mom, I didn't really mean to, but I kind of had to. I had to have like a stress ball the whole time because I was just freaking the hell out. But even though it hurt really bad, it was really worth it just because I love it. It's one of my favorites. It's just something that's going to stick with me for the rest of my life, and it's something I'm always going to stand for as an artist. My second tattoo, it's the one that's on my back. I have a yin and yang kitty cat tattoo. And basically all it is, again, I can't really show you that well just because I'm wearing a sports bra under here and the sports bra kind of covers it up. It's basically a yin-yang sign, but the yin and the yang are cats, white cat and a black cat. I got that tattoo because I have two cats. One that I used to have, which passed away back in 2010. She was black. Her personality was just one of the most kind-hearted, pure type of personalities. And then of course I have my cat now, Izzy, who's the complete opposite. I would say more of an asshole. It really kind of stood out for me because it just represents yin and yang perfectly with the two. Izzy being white and just having the complete opposite attitude of what my cat Puddin had, who was black. It just, you know, it just went together so well. So I was like, you know, yin and yang kitty cat tattoo was just perfect. And it's probably one of the most common tattoos I chose to get, and I had a lot of people thinking, why would you get something that's like really basic? Sometimes the most basic tattoo means a lot to someone, and a lot of people don't really understand that. On a pain scale of 1 to 10, it was actually, I would say, between a 1 and a 2, just because, you know, I just didn't really feel anything. It just felt like a cat literally scratching my back, but not like really bad or anything. The only exception is on the tattoo, I have a mole that was there, that has been there since day one. And going over the mole with a tattoo gun wasn't too comforting, but it was just more uncomfortable than it was painful just because I had to have my back kind of bent over while doing the session. But other than that, my back tattoo was the least painful tattoo of all the ones that I have. So the third tattoo that I got, which is probably the biggest tattoo, is the one that's on the back of my left calf. Cinderella's Castle, and it is in a frame, and it also has a Mickey Mouse balloon in there as well. I really love that tattoo because, like I said, I've always been really into Disney since I was a child. My parents have raised me on Disney, and So to have that, it really meant a lot to me. It represents my childhood. It represents magic and positivity and just believing that anything you can do, you can accomplish. And so it has also all kinds of meanings for me. And that's one of the things that's really important. And it's what makes me happy is whenever I go out in public, a lot of kids are just kind of like, oh, it's Cinderella's castle. And it just warms my heart like a lot whenever people notice it and they talk about it, and it really makes me happy seeing that people love it as well as much as I do. On the pain scale of 1 to 10, this tattoo actually took 2 sessions, so with the pain scale for both, it would be between a 5 and a 7, just because having to go over the color over and over again kind of got tender, and so kind of got uncomfortable. Wasn't as comfortable as it was like it did on my back. And then of course having to go over it again when I had to do my second session. We started with the castle first because I just wanted people to see it, and then we did the outline of the frame in black first. And then once that healed, we decided to fill in the frame with the gold and whatnot to kind of give it that gold, royal, fancy looking frame. Now my most recent tattoo that I got, which was, I would say, about 3 weeks ago, is a portrait of my cat Puddin, as mentioned in my yin and yang kitty cat tattoo. This is a portrait of Puddin. I wanted to get a portrait of her just because, you know how you can love all of your pets like equally, like you love them to death, but there's always that one animal that just gets you, I guess. This cat, like I said, I've had her for 13 years. I've had her since she was bottle fed. She lived a very long, happy life. She meant a lot to me just because anytime I was sad or if I was, angry, she was always there for me on my lap, just, loving and rubbing against me, and it just, she meant a lot to me. And I'm trying not to cry as I'm talking about it just because she was like a child to me. And so I wanted to get a special tattoo just for her. It took a few hours to do, so probably like 2, 3, 4, 5, so about 6 hours I had to do. I might add more in the future. I'm unsure right now, just because I'm just taking the time to just kind of like bask in its glory. On a scale of 1 to 10 for pain, I would say a 5. It's a very tender spot there. For some reason I thought it wasn't gonna hurt that bad, but I was wrong. And so it did hurt after a while, but I would say halfway through, it just kind of felt like scratching over and over and over and over and over again until it got really tender, and then it got really uncomfortable. Now for my piercings, the only piercings that I have are my left side of my nostril, my septum, my belly button is pierced, and then I have my lobes stretched, which are just the size 0, so nothing too big, I guess, just because it worked. My very first piercing was the one on my left side of my nostril. I got that my senior year in high school for my birthday. Second piercing that I got was my belly button, and I got that probably like right after I graduated high school. Right now I have my favorite one in, which has opal in it. Now my last piercing is my septum, or my last like piercing other than like my lobes. I got my septum done 4 weeks ago, right before I got my tattoo. I wanted to get my septum done just because it's kind of hard having a job and having visible piercings at the same time, and because septums are really easy to hide because you can just stick it up your nose. It wasn't a problem. And I actually do like it. I have a lot of people that are against it and don't like the way it looks on me, but at the same time, it's my body and my choice. It actually hurts so bad for me. When my eyes were closed, like just kind of like, oh, my eyes would not open because they're just like, no, you're not ready to face the world with this ring in your nose. And it was just kind of like, yes, I am. And so, yeah, but it's still healing, so it gets irritating sometimes, more just uncomfortable than it is painful, especially when you stick it up your nose for work and then try and take it out. it kind of looks like you're picking your nose, but you're actually not. I mean, you probably couldn't get away with it, but for my ears, I decided to stretch my lobes back in high school. That didn't last that long because my parents didn't approve of stretching my lobes, so that didn't last long. Plus at the same time, I was not doing the proper care for stretching my lobes as well. So there was a lot of bleeding and a lot of pain, and so I stopped stretching my lobes for a couple years until I started college. When I started college, I decided to stretch, but do it the proper way, like a smart person would, and was taking my time, and I decided to stop at 0. And that's been 3 years now, and I'm still currently at a 0. I would like to go up a little bit more, but not too big, just because I'm kind of growing out of that whole stretching my lobes and whatnot. If you guys enjoyed the video, give this video a like. If you have any questions regarding my piercings and tattoos, leave comments and questions below. And if you really like this video and the rest of my other videos that I have been posting, I hope you guys will subscribe so you can enjoy some more videos from me. So yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching my videos. It really means a lot to me that you guys have been staying active and making sure that I'm updating all my videos. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you guys later.